Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee for the 2007 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championship. Another exciting men's quarterfinal match. Shane Vanderson, Alvaro Beltran. We talked about this earlier, Mike. What a matchup here. I mean, Shane and Alvaro seem to match up really well. I watched them play against each other in Colorado, another Grand Slam event, and I think it was Alvaro up 9-2 in the third game after leading 2-0, and Shane Vanderson took that away from him.
Well, the thing about Shane, he's very dangerous. He's one of those players that his game expands when he's playing well and decreases rapidly when he's playing poorly. So if he finds his groove, he's a very difficult person to read and very difficult player to beat.
They shake hands. Shane Vanderson wins the toss. If you're watching racquetball for the first time, Mike Cerisi and I will do our best to help you out here with the rules. It starts off best 3 out of 5, 2-11. It's a very, very tough sport to watch. Sometimes it gets going real fast, but if you stay tuned, we'll let you know exactly what's going on here. Shane Vanderson starts with a drive serve. And that's out of the court, and perfect timing for us to talk about that rule where the ball goes out of the court. This is a special portable racquetball court. So Mike, explain to the viewers at home how that rule works.
Well, there the ball went straight out of the court off the front wall. That means that the player that hit the ball loses that rally. So that was a point for Shane.
Save ball. 2-0. 2-0.
That get by Alvaro was very close. One of the rules, again, for you viewers at home watching racquetball for the first time, you got to get the ball on one bounce. As Alvaro dove there, he just barely got his racket on it. Tough call for the referee, but I thought he got it, Mike.
I thought he did too, right off the end of the racket. That's more Alvaro Beltran's game right there. He, almost every time that he hits a kill shot, you'll see that he needs a side wall, and he likes to use the pinch. He's probably got the best pinches in the game, both forehand and backhand.
Alvaro on the board now, 1-3, game 1. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
The Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships is brought to you by the Choice Hotels International family of hotel brands, with over 5,000 locations and 10 different brands worldwide, offering every type of accommodation in every price range. We meet all your travel needs. For reservations, visit us at choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels, we'll see you there. And by Wilson Art Flooring. If it's tough enough for pro racquetball, it's tough enough for your home. Enjoy the beauty and durability of Wilson Art Flooring, available at fine covering centers everywhere. And by Lucite International, the worldwide leader in crystal clear acrylic. To learn more, visit lucite.com. And by USA Racquetball, your link to the greatest game on earth. To learn more about how racquetball can improve the quality of your life, visit usaracquetball.com for all the details.
It was almost 50 years ago when Danny Thomas had a dream of creating a unique research hospital devoted to curing catastrophic diseases in children. More than just a treatment facility, this would be a research center for children from all parts of the world. St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital has always played a big part in the sport of racquetball. Every year since the US Open began here in Memphis, the players take time out to go over and visit these children. The Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships has donated now over $100,000 to St. Jude's. This helps in advancing the research and treatment for these brave children. Not only is this great for the kids to meet these professional athletes, but it's also a reminder to the players and all of us truly what real strength and courage is all about.
Back at this great Grand Slam tournament here in Memphis, 2007 Choice Hotels US Open.
Good solid start for Vanderson. He looks good. To be honest, it looks like Alvaro looks a little clunky still. He's not settled in yet, where I think Shane's already feeling good about this.
You know, Mike, with this game being such a game of fitness, or everybody's running all over the place, as it gets into the later games, like let's say this thing gets pushed into a fourth or a fifth game, who do you think has the advantage from a fitness standpoint and conditioning?
Well, you know what? This is an interesting matchup from that perspective. Both of them are kind of mercurial trainers.
Yeah, and it's interesting when we talked about that matchup last time in Colorado where they went 5 games, and then Alvaro had to play Javier. I was sitting in the booth talking about that match, and I thought for sure after we saw in the 5th game Alvaro was cramping up and it didn't seem like he had much left. And then he pushed through Javier and somehow dug deep enough. He's just got enough mental toughness to get through some of that stuff.
Yeah, he sure does. He's got great mental reserve. Good down the line, and a good serve there by Alvaro. Played that rally the way more his style of racquetball. I don't think either one of these players are in phenomenal shape, but very good shape. And in this match, I don't think it'll come down to fitness. It's going to come down to who wants it more.
It's a good shot.
Alvaro's kind of telegraphing that forehand serve. He's stepping to the right, and he's moving to the right.
Yeah, it just does not seem like Alvaro has found his game yet. It seems like he's just working these bugs out, kind of dusting the racket off here or something. I don't know. He's just missing more shots than I've seen him miss in a first game.
Yeah, he looks clunky. I mean, he just doesn't look like he's got settled. That's a good timeout. I mean, I think it's time for him to get back and get back to doing what he wants to do, which I'm not sure that he's established anything at this point. And his game is the high lob nick to the forehand and forcing players to take low percentage shots from 40 feet or a tough cutoff. So he's got to get back to that and establish that before he can work on anything else.
Shane Vanderson's going to leave the court, and we're going to take a break ourselves. 7-2, game 1. We'll be right back with this exciting quarterfinal match. Shane Vanderson, Alvaro Beltran.
Hi, I'm Fran Davis. Today, let's cover court position. Court position is being the best position possible to cover your majority of the shots. Let's take a look at where court position really is. The court is 40 feet long. The short line cuts the court in half. That's 20 feet from the front wall. 80 to 90% of all balls end up in the back half of the court. The middle of the back half of the court, which is right here, this is what we're going to establish as center court. If you're in this position, you can reach 70% of the balls. They either come through that box, or with one step in a reach, you can get to a majority of those balls.
Welcome back. Shane Vanderson with the lead now, 7-2. Good timeout. Alvaro Beltran goes out, thinks it over, trying to find his way into this first game. Doesn't want to give it away.
Yeah, Alvaro needs to establish something. I mean, it's not a matter of throwing the towel in this game by any stretch. There's a long way to go, but he needs to get settled, get moving, and start hitting some shots.
Oh, bad miss there.
That's ridiculous.
It's not a smart shot.
That's not the kind of shot that will win you any favors on the pro game. You know, it's an amazing thing. You hit one shot that is just ridiculous, and all of a sudden you're only up by a couple of points, and Alvaro scores 1 or 2 more, and the momentum will have changed.
That's short. That serve was short.
It looked like it bounced right on the line.
Side up.
So it's a side out. Now this is something interesting that is brand new to the sport of racquetball. as we've talked about in commentary before, with one set of eyes, Jason Thorner, we rely on him to make all the calls, but now there's this new side line judge. Andy Hawthorne actually made a call on the side and overturned Jason Thorner's call, which was a short serve, which I thought was the right call.
It was definitely short. There's no question. Not very hard to tell. He hit it about 3 miles an hour. We should be able to pick those up.
Yeah, you know, and it's great because now with this extra set of eyes, we're kind of matching like every other sport where it's not just relying on one referee. It seems like every sport's got another officiator. I mean, multiple.
Absolutely.
Tennis has got what, like 8 or 10 people out there looking.
That's right. Side judges, back judges, line judges, referees. You got the whole shooting match. Here we've got 2, which is a step in the right direction.
Stick with that high lob. Ooh, that's a huge backhand. You got to love that. Shane Vanderson just whips that thing across. It's a great shot in the right corner.
But Alvaro snuck back in this game. You know, it's only 2 points now, and one more good return, and I think he can be right back in it. And there it is. You can see the crowd starting to wake up with Alvaro.
High lob Z now. Oh, that's 2 bounces. No, he got it.
Yeah.
You thought he got it, Mike?
I thought he got it. But you know what? He kind of took a kind of stutter step, and it looked like he wasn't going to get there, and then he stretched out, and that's one thing that Alvaro does very well. He's got long reach. Makes the court seem smaller. No, perfect.
So like you said, Alvaro just kind of sneaking his way back into this. 6-7 now.
It's time for Shane to mix up his serve, and he realizes that. He hit a couple of Z's and got them stuck down his throat, so now he's going back to the lob.
That's a perfect shot.
Vanderson's hit his forehand as good as I've ever seen him hit it in this first game. He's, I think he's missed one, and he's rolled every other one he's touched. Tough to beat if he's going to keep doing that.
Serving 6.
I think Alvaro got away with that one. I just don't think it's a smart move to be returning serve to Shane's backhand, but somehow Shane missed it.
Exactly right. He doesn't want. He's not going to make a living doing that. Kaboom.
Oh, my.
No.
Oh, but just barely missed it. Low percentage shot. Probably shouldn't have taken that. But, I mean, if anybody's going to take it, I mean, remember Sudsy.
Yes.
To bring him up again. But, I mean, with the backhand like Shane's, I mean, Sudsy used to do that same thing. It was almost like he would jump out of the air to hit a huge backhand like that.
That's right. And you know what? One thing I've noticed, and that's a very good move on Shane's part, he's taken that ball straight in. Last year and past years when he was a little less experienced, he'd hit that ball side front, which was extremely difficult. Now he's taking him straight in. You won't see him miss too many, although he's missed a couple in the last couple of points. You won't see him miss too many straight in backhands.
8-9 now, Alvaro Beltran serving. I think he's going to stick with that lob, that high lob to the forehand side.
Kind of caught a crack there. The thing when you hit that high lob, if you don't hit it out a little bit from the side wall, it can catch the crack and bounce straight up, and then you leave yourself a dead duck setup. That one looked like it hit the board. Yeah, it did. Bit of a bad hop there for Alvaro. That's the advantage of hitting the Z-serve on this particular court.
Now Shane Vanderson with a game point. Put himself up 1-0, and he does with a big miss by Alvaro Beltran. And that's it, 11-8. Shane Vanderson takes game 1. We'll be right back for game 2 here. Men's Pro quarterfinals, the 2007 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championship. Go ahead. Welcome back here for the start of game 2. Shane Vanderson takes game 1, 11-8.
off-speed, touch, backhand, flat kill.
Vintage Alvaro Beltran.
He said two great forehand re-kills this game, and you can kind of get a feeling that he's close to finding it. Shane's job right now to not let him. There's 3.
Yeah, that's the serve, if you ask me. It doesn't drop early enough to where it's in the wheelhouse of Shane Vanderson. But, you know, it's not the perfect serve where it's up by the shoulders, but you know, anytime you make Shane shoot with his forehand and it's not right down in his wheelhouse there by his knees, then I think you've got an advantage against Shane.
There's no doubt. And what Alvaro's sticking with, he's just saying, you know what, Shane, if you're going to roll forehands all afternoon long, then you're going to win the match. But he's saying, I don't think you can do it.
Yeah.
Just skipped it. It was a good get. He just went for a little bit too much on the dive.
273.
Shane sticks with that drive Z. It's another good serve.
Just
missed that.
The thing about that drive Z that's kind of surprising is Alvaro's not stepping over in the normal tradition of stepping over and trying to re-kill those. He's kind of taking a slow first step instead of pivoting and blasting that ball in the left corner. And Shane's kind of picked up on that, and I would expect that he'll stick with that serve for quite a while. That was a lazy backhand by Shane. He should have made that.
4-7-2.
4 serving 2. Alvaro Beltran going to stick with this lob to the, ooh, goes to the backhand. There's a huge setup. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of mixing it up. You know, that's kind of textbook racquetball. Everybody who's ever coached racquetball, they always constantly tell you, mix it up, mix up your serves. But, man, it's just, if I'm playing Shane Vanderson, I just want to stay away from his backhand at all costs.
Yep, you're right. Nice shot there. Good shot by Shane there. Good re-kill, and kind of almost the same shot as he had the rally before. Very similar, and this time stuck with it, kept his head still, and buried it.
And Shane is, I'd say the last 3, 4, maybe 5 serves have all been these drive Zs. He's finding some success with that.
Alvaro's got to step up and cut that off. He can't just let the ball play him. He's got to play the ball in those shots.
Now, contrary to that earlier shot where the ball went out of the court without hitting the ground, now this is just a replay.
Yes, that one, when the ball hits the front wall and bounces out the side of the court, because we have a unique construction to this class court here in Memphis, and when the ball goes out of the side of the court, it's a replay. No harm, no foul. Wow, that's impressive. That's ankle-high fastball. And you're right, Sean. I agree with you about Shane's backhand. But Alvaro, that one serve you were talking about, a little short. And if he's going to go over there, he's got to make it good.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
throw it over there and hope for something good to happen. It's not going to work.
If you're going to take a chance like that, it better be perfect.
It better be good.
Goes back to the forehand.
Oh, close. Now Alvaro's making a mistake there up front, in my opinion. He's hitting a lot of balls that are going side front, and he'll get an opportunity, and instead of going straight in, he's going side front, and then he gives Shane that extra opportunity to win the rally.
The favorite down there.
Ooh, missed the easiest one of the rally.
We're going to take a break here. When we get back, more racquetball. We're back at this great Grand Slam tournament here in Memphis, 2007 Choice Hotels US Open. Still 5-all, high lob Z.
Point.
That's a good example when you mix it up.
Six.
He's been
Serving
hitting
5.
maybe a dozen or so hard Z's, and then he just mixed it up and broke that monotony of 5 all.
There's the shot that Alvaro needs to hit more of. He needs to hit more. If Shane's going to hit the lob to his backhand, he needs to hit the hard cross court and get Vanderson out of center court and force him back. And then he's playing to his weaker side. I mean, it's all things positive.
That's a nice shot, quick hands by Alvaro. Ties it up again, 6 all.
Two rallies in a row, kind of surprising. Shane hit one shot and just stood there, just like a pylon. Didn't go after the next ball. And Alvaro hit good shots, but neither one of them were down, in my opinion.
Yeah, it looks like Shane has hit maybe an equal, if not more, forehand winners than he has on his backhand. He had a setup right there where I think the ball nicked where the Tennis Channel logo is and gave him a setup, and he just hit that ball 5 feet high.
Yeah, it kind of just looked like he checked out for a few points.
Another miss.
Yeah. This will be a good timeout, that's right. He was going for the door halfway through the backswing there.
So he's going to take a timeout. Alvaro Beltran takes the lead 9-6. Let's see if he can squeak this out and make it a tie ball game here. It's game 2 of the 2007 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championship. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
In order to start the rally, you need to serve. To serve, you have to stand between these 2 solid red lines, hit the ball against the front wall. The ball needs to travel past this second red line on a fly without touching the back wall on a fly. And here's what it looks like. And now your rally started. Now that you've served the ball, your opponent needs to hit it before it bounces twice. Once he does hit it, it needs to hit the front wall before it hits the floor. If it hits the floor first, it's called a skip, and you've won the rally.
Welcome back to Memphis. Game 2.
Time said this is game number 2.
9-6. Alvaro Beltran with the lead here. But Shane Vanderson leading in the series 1-0. And I got to say, smart timeouts like that, it always seems to work in the favor of whoever makes that decision. Because it almost seems like 90% of the time you take that timeout that you're going to get back here. And it doesn't always work out, but it just seems like that's just a great idea. You lose a few points instead of just trying to muscle it out. Having them. Oh, wow. I think those are good calls.
It was a very tough call up front. I actually thought Alvaro got the ball.
You hear a lot of conversation about who's the greatest player of all time. Like, he's allegedly the greatest player of all time. You've got Sudsy in there. You've got Marty Hogan. And, different time periods. How do you answer that question? Who's the greatest racquetball player of all time?
Well, I think you have to decide on how you want to define greatest. You know, is it the best player at that? You know, is it the most tools? Is it the best with that equipment? Very difficult to decide without setting some criteria. I think Cliff's record is the best. There's no doubt. He was top for longer, 6-time world champion. I got him when he was young.
I was just going
to say,
when
he was young. I beat him a couple times when he was, although I was old, but he was young. He was 17 or 18 or something like that, and I was in my late 30s. But you could see the talent coming. I think he's got the most, he had and still does have the most dangerous stroke in the history of the game, and that's his forehand.
Well, I think his suspension ends here coming up in May of next year. I know there's a lot of racquetball fans out there excited to see him come back.
Absolutely, and it'll be great for the sport when he does come back. And when he comes back, he's going to have to face guys like this because Shane and Alvaro and Jack and Rocky, they're not just going to hand it over to him. Jason, of course not.
And here it is. Oh my, Shane Vanderson squeaks it by.
Phenomenal finish to that game. We were talking about the greatest player of all time, and we had some great rallies here, and you could see that Alvaro was fighting as hard as he possibly could to win that second game.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. And we're back here. Shane Vanderson up 2-0. Now's the time for Alvaro. And a big skip to start out game 3. That's not good for him.
Well, it's a disappointing first couple of games, to be quite honest, for Alvaro.
0-1.
I like his serve pattern. I like the way he's mixing it up. I like what Shane's doing. It seems like he's got control, and he came in here with a clear game plan.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising because that's not been his forte. The challenge now for Shane is to stay in this game and close it out in 3 and really be a real veteran and not drag it out and all of a sudden let Alvaro back in the match and find himself in a 5-game disaster.
1-2.
That serve, even though it came off the back wall, at least it was tight. It was tight in the back corner, and Shane had to, he had to hit a tough shot, and he actually hit it great down the line. You know what, Sean, Alvaro just looks late on everything to me, and I think he looks late. He just didn't seem to be anticipating. I mean, I think everybody in the building knew that ball was going side front. Shane reached up, put his racket prepared like he was going to hit an overhead, and Alvaro was still standing at the dotted line and didn't move. And all of a sudden, I mean, he hit a good shot, but Alvaro should have got his racket on it.
Shane decides to bring a little heat here.
That's Alvaro Beltran racquetball, forcing things.
Wow. I mean, what a chance for Shane to take as he's hitting perfect down the lines. He's hitting all the lines and then finishes the rally with what some would say a low percentage shot, hitting an overhead into the left corner.
That's the Vanderson that we all know and love. You never know what's coming next. It's just hot luck.
3-2.
And as I mentioned earlier, we're in the presence of greatness with Cliff Swain and some more greatness. Jerry Price joining us in the booth. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me up here.
And what's going on with you? You're playing the Classic Tour. You're back in racquetball, man. We thought you were gone.
I am. I started the Classic Tour this year. I'm having a great time. This is our 3rd stop of the year. The guys are all excited about the tour. They're working hard. They're in great shape. And the competition is really good.
Let's talk about some of those guys. Who's playing? We got Charlie Brumfield playing or Marty Hogan? I mean, who do we got out there?
None of those guys, but we have Woody Klaus. We have Mike Ceresia, who's to your left. Myself. We have Dan Obremski, Brett Harnett, Ruben Gonzalez, Steve Lerner, and Mike Ray. Those are the 8.
So to the fans of racquetball that are watching the Tennis Channel right now, how do they follow that tour? Do they go to a website or?
Yes, there's a website, classicproracquetball, alloneword.com. And they talk about the players, the tournaments. There's an archive section. Pretty much covers everything that we're doing on that tour. A schedule of all the tournaments so you can see when the next one is coming up, and you don't want to miss that.
Where is the next one?
The next one is in Cincinnati, Ohio, in a couple weeks.
How you doing in this tournament so far?
Well, my first match is 5:30 tonight, so far it could not be better, Sean.
Keep it going, Jerry.
Yeah, Alvaro's really got to do it now.
Time is immediately. I mean, he can. I really think he can get right back in this match, and he can make it a 5-gamer. I really do. He just needs to hit 3 or 4 good returns. There's one. Good serve, good third shot. Key shot in a rally, I would say, Jerry, is the third shot of every point.
First of all, don't call me Garrett. And I agree with you 100%. And it's almost like he can hear you, Cerise. The last 2 balls, great shots. He's digging them out. And this is what he needs in the 3rd game right now. He needs to work hard, run hard, get to a few balls that maybe he wouldn't have got to before, and he can change the momentum. He can win this game and win this match still.
There's no doubt about it, Gary. I mean, Jerry. Oh, just missed. Just missed. And that was another good forehand by Shane.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. Welcome back to this men's pro quarterfinal match. Crowd getting excited. This is a good opportunity for people at home to understand what they're trying to call here. Jerry, explain to everybody at home what an avoidable hinder is.
Well, avoidable hinder is when somebody gets in your way, when you have an absolute setup that the referee feels like you have an offensive opportunity and you can end that rally. In that situation, Shane did make a great get. He was in the way for a split second, but the ball was a ceiling ball. And the ref, and I agree, thought he had enough time to still shoot that ball and be offensive with it, and he was out of the way. And that's what the call the referee made.
Yep, we're going to take a timeout here, all tied up, 7 apiece.
7, serving 7.
Jerry, thanks for joining us here. Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
My pleasure. Thanks, Sean.
Bye-bye.
To go. 7, serving 7.
Dale, vamos. Si se puede, si se puede. Mira, termínalo aquí.
Oh, big miss there by Shane Vanderson.
8, serving 7.
Oh, big rare miss, at least in this match, from the forehand of Shane Vanderson. That was just barely missed it, though, Mike.
He did, and you know what? That's going to happen. But he needs to go for the same shot. He's going to have the same situation coming up right here. Alvaro's going to hit the same serve, and Shane needs to stay committed.
It's a big backhand.
I think they set out.
7, serving 9.
Jason. Great gets.
Game number 3, Alvaro serving. 9, serving 7.
9-7 in game 3. Alvaro Beltran with a chance to push this thing to at least a game 4, which I'd like to see. I know the fans here don't want to see a blowout, that's for sure.
That was fast, 10, serving 7.
That was a sketchy call there. I mean, the ball was right on the wall, and Shane was totally blocked up from taking a shot at it. But he was one of those ones where he didn't really give an impression that he was going to go for it. As much as an impression as you need to give in this game. You need to leave no doubt that you could have had a chance at that shot.
And Alvaro was with game point, and Shane did a great shot. There, he cuts that off. He finally cuts off his Z-serve.
Yeah. He waited an hour to do it. He did it in the first game, and with good success. And then he went away from it for almost 2 complete games.
Now the fans here are starting to really get feisty here, screaming at Alvaro. What happened? Look at it. He doesn't. Wins game 3. Now the series is 2-1 with Shane Vanderson up. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
The serve is the #1 shot in racquetball. It is the only time that you could actually score a point and you're hitting the ball out of your hand. What I like to do is I like to equate a server in racquetball to a pitcher in baseball. What does a pitcher in baseball like to do? He likes to throw different pitches so that the batter is off guard, off balance, and doesn't know really what's coming. The same thing as that you want to do when you're serving. You want to keep your receiver off guard, off balance, and you do that by throwing a variety of serves. You're going to change the height, the speed, the angle, and the type of serve. And what that does is hopefully you're going to force a weak return, relocate at a good center court position, and then hopefully end the rally.
Welcome back to this men's pro quarterfinal match. Alvaro Beltran serving to Shane Vanderson. Shane with a terrible shot to start out and a bad skip.
You know what? This is going to be an interesting match now. You know, now that we've got the prelims out of the way, we're going to see who really wants this match. And to be quite clear, Shane has played a good match so far. You know, he's played the kind of match that he could have been out the door in 3, to be quite honest. But we said it in the middle of the 3rd game when it was 5-5. It was one of those situations where if you play hard for 5 or 10 minutes, you're out and you're relaxing. And now he's got a guy that doesn't want to lose, and now it could turn ugly for him.
Nice smooth backhand from Shane Vanderson.
1-1.
Big skip there.
A big one. And you know what? One thing we can look for, Sean, he kind of short-armed that forehand, and when we say that, that means that he just didn't follow through. I mean, you've played enough racquetball, and at a good level, you know that as soon as you stop following through, bad things happen in racquetball.
Yeah, you got to finish your shot. That's one of these things that separates a lot of the lower division players from the higher division players, is that you always see these great players finish their shot. They start with a nice big setup, you know, with the racket up, and then they finish it, and they finish their shot. Jabbing at the ball is just not the way to get it done.
No. That was a great get by Beltran. And earlier in the match, we were saying that Alvaro was slow off the blocks, not anticipating. Well, I'll tell you right now, that shot, he was moving in the middle of Shane's backhand. When he took the racket back, Alvaro was always going right and moving forward, and all he had to do was lay his racket on it because Shane was stuck at 40 feet.
Get it back, Shane.
Two serving one. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. This is the first match you're watching here. The 2007 Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championship. You can follow this on the tennis channel. We'll be broadcasting a series of 5 matches all the way up to the finals of this tournament.
Oh, that's awesome. Right there.
I love that shot that he just took. It was kind of a fadeaway. I think he had 1 foot up in the air there. And what's great about Alvaro is even when both feet are on the ground, he still has such a great level swing.
Good cutoff there by Vanderson. Makes you wonder why he doesn't do that more often.
1-4.
Yikes. This forced that one a little bit. It's still the right shot and still the right play. He was actually bringing that one down the middle, which is a little bit surprising. Yeah, that's not going to do it. He needs to pick a side. Got to go down the line or cross court, but not down the middle to the king of re-kill.
Let's go, Shane.
Good get there. Good shot.
4-7-3.
Yep. That serve, it was, hey Shane, can you hit this one down the line to my forehand, please? Please, and I'll just step over and re-kill it in the right corner.
Oh, I'm surprised he didn't take that opportunity to rip him. Shane sticking with that drive Z. Nice re-kill by Alvaro. It's very tough. Extending like that, lunging at the ball to get your racket on it, period. But then to re-kill it is even tougher, and Alvaro does that so well with his hands.
He does. He's got a great wrist. Both forehand and backhand. Looks like he's going to be able to put nothing on the ball, and then boom, turns it over and rolls it straight in, cross court, whatever he needs.
And having a great wrist is crucial in this game.
It is. See, once again, you know, Shane missed that one, but Alvaro was so slow. It's like he's losing his footing in center court, which is odd. And you can see him getting frustrated. And Shane knows all he has to do is hit a decent side front, and it's a side out.
A high lob. So explain this to me, Mike. Now, the last few serves from Alvaro down to the forehand side, he's not really focusing on having it suck up against that glass. He's just serving to about, you know, maybe the middle.
Yes.
Look at this. There's that one's on the glass, but
well, he knows that if he hits it down the middle and Shane doesn't cut it off, that everything is in his favor.
Well, Mike, we said a few moments ago, now is the time for Alvaro to take charge, and he's doing just that. 8-3. Oh, that's a perfect shot by Shane. Shane now changing to a half lob. Have not seen him do that once, and he probably shouldn't do it again.
No, he kind of got that one jammed down his throat, and Alvaro had a fantastic return. Well, Shane is far from out of this game. He needs to stick with the same type of program. Cut this lob off.
You know, it's easy to analyze from up here in the booth here, Mike, but it's something that I'm noticing. You see both players have done it is, you know, they get down in a game, then they feel like they need to change their serve, but it's not really the serve that's causing them to be down in the game. Their serve is fine. Shane's serve is what's gotten him this success so far in this match. So he needs to adjust a few other things in the rallies. Like you said, return a serve, cutting it off. These other things. He should not be messing around with his serve. He's gotten the success that he needs, therefore he got away with that. But I think he should just stick with that drive Z. Maybe mix one in there every 4 or 5 serves, but he should be drive Zing to the back end of Alvaro the entire match.
It seems like that's you know, that's what got him this 2-0 lead. But you know what? In the past, he's had a lot of success with Alvaro by lob nicking him to both sides. So I think he probably feels like, you know what? Even though I'm getting pretty good value on with the drive Z, I'm going to stick with what I know will work in the long run, which is lobs down both sides.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
Shot selection is one of the most critical parts of the game. As you can see, when Jason is behind his opponent, as you would be if you were behind your opponent, the ball's in his hitting zone, he's going to hit a passing shot, or if it's out of his hitting zone, he's going to hit a ceiling ball, which draws me out of the middle. If you are in front of your opponent, as Jason is in front of me, that's the time when you pinch or you kill, which keeps the ball in front of the court and moves me forward.
back at this great Grand Slam tournament here in Memphis. It's the 2007 Choice Hotels US Open. Shane Vanderson. Return serve, and Alvaro now with a 9-4 lead.
9-7-4.
2 more points, and we are pushing this thing to a 5-game tiebreaker. And that game 5 is looking like it's coming sooner than later. Alvaro Beltran with game point here, 10-4. Over and out. Oh, and that's it. Going to a game 5. We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. Welcome back to Memphis. Shane with a big forehand.
0-7-0.
I was going to say, you're playing somebody, Mike, with a bad forehand. Do you find yourself ever serving that serve?
Not very often. I'd prefer to hit something with pace over there.
Hold it, replay. Hold it.
Alvaro goes around the back. They make a little contact there. A lot of respect from both of these players for each other, which, again, some other players don't give each other the same kind of respect.
That's right. We'll see enough of the confrontational type of racquetball as we progress through the draw, but this particular matchup, you're not going to see that. It's 2 of the more well-liked players on the tour, and Alvaro more or less set the standard for honest play in today's pro game.
For someone like Alvaro, who's going to make you pay for it.
Absolutely. And we just saw a real good indication of what Alvaro does very well. In center court, he's got great body control. When the ball's behind him, in front of him, it looks like he just makes one move, and all of a sudden, he's opened up 3 shots.
Ball. 0-7-2.
Good gets by Alvaro.
Good shot by Shane. We saw Shane earlier in the match, after Alvaro made a get off the back wall, kind of retreat and end up having to hit a ceiling ball there. He attacked the ball. The ball went back wall, front wall, and he took it on the fly and buried it. A very aggressive play, and sends a message to the other guy, don't flip off the back wall or you will lose the rally. Great shot by Beltran.
Dummies. 2, serving 1.
Vamos, Álvaro.
You know, to Alvaro's credit, Mike, he's really doing a good job of making Shane shoot from, you know, not in his strike zone. He's shooting above the shoulders. I haven't seen Shane hit this many overheads in previous matches, and Alvaro's doing a good job. That's a tribute to the placement of where Alvaro is putting Shane.
The shot.
You're 100% right, Sean. He's, you know what? He didn't go away from it, even though he lost the first 2 games. He just said, you know what? I'm stubborn, and I'm going to stick with what's won me a lot of matches, and that's what he's done. And that's what got him back in the match. Oh, tough shot by Vanderson there.
That's
right
tough
on the wall.
Yeah, really tough to see on that glass, but Shane stayed with it, kept his eyes on it, and finished that shot.
Good shot.
All tied up here, 3 apiece. 80 man's game now.
This has been it's been a great match. Ebb and flow, back and forth. Really has been enjoyable to watch.
Wow, good kit.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh,
Good.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
The most important part of a stroke is called ERP, early racket preparation. As soon as the ball hits the front wall and you know if it's to a forehand side or the backhand side, you want to get your racket up. It's very similar to baseball. In baseball, the batter has the bat up before the pitch is even thrown. And think about it. In baseball, the diamond is 60 feet from the plate. In racquetball, you're on less than 40 feet of court. In baseball, the ball's traveling 95 miles an hour maybe. In racquetball, it's traveling in excess of 100 miles an hour. Get your racket up early, you'll be a lot more consistent, a lot more accurate, and you'll have a lot more power.
Welcome back to this men's pro quarterfinal match.
5-7-3.
Now Vanderson with a couple points on the board here with the lead.
Well, Sean, I'll tell you one thing. This is a time in a match where you can have a little fatigue, mental fatigue, between 3 and 7 or 8. But when it comes to 8, you better be dialed in. When it gets late in the 5th, you got to be firing.
And that's a firing shot from the backhand of Shane Vanderson.
6-7-3.
I get the feeling that Alvaro's trying to regroup and make one more run.
Wow. Vandy with a great run here, 7-3. Great serves. Great third shot.
Time's it. Alvaro serve. 3, serving 7.
Good serve.
That's a smart shot.
I look for Alvaro to make a run here. I think it's going to get tight. I think we're going to see a very tight finish.
That was such a great shot. And the return of serve is what set it all up for Shane. It was just a good angle. And again, at this point in the match, you can't be going for some crazy corner overhead shot like we've seen Shane do. It was just a nice angle. He got himself a setup, and he hit that beautiful shot in the left corner. And another one in the right corner with his forehand, showing that he's hitting it on all sides now. Shane Vanderson really taking advantage of this game 5.
That was end of story, a must make for Alvaro. He can't get down 9 or 10-4 and think he's going to fight his way back. He just doesn't have the energy reserves to fight back from that far. He needs to do it now. He needs to get it back to 6 or 7 and find his way through the next 7 or 8 points. Yikes. There's a break. There's one break. You know, Vanderson's played a great 5th game, and he's earned this 8-4 lead. On his side, he just needs to maintain what he's doing. He doesn't have to do anything super special at this point. He's control and play. Stick with his plan.
And 5-8, now you see Alvaro shaking his head there at the end of that rally. It was a gift. You know, that was a shot that Shane should have made.
He sure is. That was, you know what, that's one of the balls that we were talking about earlier in the first game. When you get late in the match, your shot, your money shot, is down the line.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. Alvaro squeaking back into this. There was a big lead there for Vanderson. Oh, and just a couple mistakes and a couple good shots puts Alvaro right back in this. 7 serving 8.
3 side front backhands by Vanderson in a row. Time for him to go away from that and go down the line or cross court.
Shane looking around, looking up at the sky. He's really got to be thinking now is the time, as Alvaro is really on a run here now.
Great shot. Percentage play, we just said it. We just said percentage play, and he did. So let's see if he can maintain that for the next 3 or 4 points. I'd love to see him go to a drive serve. Love to. Alvaro's tired. I know he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I think he's going with that safe. What's worked for him is that drive Z, and there it is. Gets his ceiling ball. And I think Shane got away with that because that return, that third shot, wasn't a great one.
No, it wasn't. It just kept Alvaro just off balance enough because he was kind of looking side front again and kind of jammed him on the forehand.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action.
The Choice Hotels US Open Racquetball Championships is brought to you by the Choice Hotels International family of hotel brands, with over 5,000 locations and 10 different brands worldwide, offering every type of accommodation in every price range. We meet all your travel needs. For reservations, visit us at choicehotels.com. Choice Hotels, we'll see you there. And by Wilson Art Flooring. If it's tough enough for pro racquetball, it's tough enough for your home. Enjoy the beauty and durability of Wilson Art Flooring, available at fine covering centers everywhere. And by Lucite International, the worldwide leader in crystal clear acrylic. To learn more, visit lucite.com. And by USA Racquetball, your link to the greatest game on earth. To learn more about how racquetball can improve the quality of your life, visit usaracquetball.com for all the details.
Back at this great Grand Slam tournament here in Memphis, 2007 Choice Hotels US Open. It's very big here. The third shot is what we're looking for. We're going to see a drive Z out of Shane. That's almost 100%. Now, will Alvaro cut it off? Yes. That is what Alvaro should have been doing on every single one of those.
7-9.
It was a great shot. It's not an easy shot, though, Sean. I mean, it's a ball that's coming on an angle right into your body, and you've got to turn enough and hit it down the line. It's tough. It's not easy, and that's why he's been reluctant to stick with it all match.
Like I said, it's really easy from up here in the booth.
It sure is.
Oh, wow.
Well, Sean, we've been pretty good prognosticators here. We said it could go 5. It did. We said it would tighten up in the 5th. It has. I think we've done it all.
Yeah. To give ourselves a little credit. Because we're the ones who matter, right? Oh,
that's tough.
Wow.
That's tough because Vanderson hit a good overhead. When a guy's jump, touch, rolling balls in the corner from the chest, that's tough to beat. But right now, Shane has to cut this ball off. He has to. He cannot wait and hit it from 40 feet at 9-9 in the 5th game.
Jeez, 9-9 in the 5th. 4 versus 5. Grand Slam, U.S. Open. Oh, no.
He did the right thing. Just hit a bad shot.
10-9.
And everybody from Mexico screaming uno as Alvaro Beltran needs 1 point to advance to the semifinals after being down 2-0, quite opposite of what we saw in Colorado. Unbelievable. These two players, when they match up, it is always tight. For the match.
Oh,
wow.
what a shot.
Hold up. Let's
No
listen
hinder.
here. No hinder. Let's listen to
No.
Alvaro, though.
No.
I would love to hear his argument, though. And he doesn't say anything.
9-7-10.
That was a good call, and I'll tell you why that was a good call, Sean. When you hit a tight pinch like that, front side, when it hits the right wall, it's spinning hard, and Alvaro would never have been able to get his Inspector Gadget arm.
It seemed like the ball came out faster than it went in.
It did. It was a bomb, and a gutsy return by Vanderson. Bad serve.
Oh, yeah. He got away with that bad serve and had the chance to get his racket on it, and he skipped it.
Well, we're right back in the same situation. You know, in these spots, you kind of wonder, geez, maybe I should, as the server, take the initiative. But Alvaro's going to say, Shane, it's all up to you.
Second chance for Alvaro to win this match. 10-9. High lob to Shane's forehand. It's a good shot. There's the setup off the back wall.
Nope, 2 bounces.
All the fans in Mexico upset, claiming that he got that, but I agree that was a 2-bounce call.
It was very, very tight. Very tough call for the ref. And the one thing about Alvaro reacting like that, you know he believes he got it. When he reacts like that, you can bet he thought he had it.
And there it is. Ooh. Oh, wow. Now, Shane Vanderson, we talked about the fist pumps and that they wanted to save their energy, but man, at this point in the match, there's just nothing you can do with the adrenaline pumping.
Fantastic, absolutely incredible. Great rally. And you know what, Alvaro got a bit of a bad break in the back corner there, but he had his chance up front and needed to put it down, but just couldn't flick that backhand in with enough pace.
All tied up here, 10 apiece. You got to win by 2 in the sport of racquetball here at the pro level. Oh, wow.
Same situation. That rally, Shane controlled the rally and just didn't put it down up front. Backhand re-kill, and he kind of flicked it and got jammed and left it open for Alvaro to hit a re-kill forehand.
We'll be right back for more quarterfinal action. Welcome back. Getting close to 2 hours into this match, and it is 10-all in Game 5.
On it, that's a replay.
Yeah.
Wow. Just a huge collision there. Shane Vanderson checks his face, his nose, and his teeth as he ran right into Alvaro. I'm not sure. I mean, Alvaro's just pumped up. I mean, I thought it was definitely a hinder.
I think Alvaro was looking for the avoidable.
Oh, is that what he was complaining about?
So.
I thought he was just questioning that it wasn't a hinder. Did you think it was an avoidable, Mike?
It was tight. I don't think so. I thought that was just a good, solid call by the ref. He was leaning and not set in any way.
Ooh. That was a good shot. Very close to being a short serve there. 10 serving 10. Again, as we said before the break, you got to win by 2.
Outstanding forehand by Vanderson.
Oh, man. Oh, great serve.
Good
There's
return.
The setup to the backhand. Yeah, I mean, at all costs, Alvaro has got to keep that away from the backhand at this point.
That was an excellent serve by Shane and a phenomenal backhand flat down the line. And what did we say earlier? Down the line in the clutch. Shane probably going back to the same serve. Will Alvaro cut it off? Won't he?
And that's it. The match goes to Shane Vanderson. Absolutely amazing. What a match. I mean, we expected it. We called it, Mike. I mean, goes to 12-10 in the 5th. What can you say about these two players?
It was a great match. You know what? They both showed us all that they had. Vanderson did everything he could to win. So did Beltran. Could have went either way, and Shane just had enough at the end to squeak it out.
The crowd on their feet here, rightfully so, giving tribute to both of these players, number 4, number 5 players in the world. For everybody at the Tennis Channel, myself, Mike Cerisia, it's been a great show. Great quarterfinal match. Keep watching the Tennis Channel for more racquetball action. Thanks for watching.